Hey, this is Dale. How you doing? I was thinking of an analog to what you were talking about, and I've worked in advertising a little bit, and one of the main moments was billable hours. So whatever you were working on, as long as it was like something that fell under billable hours, there was like charts and measurements and standards for it. So is that possibly the term? So I went out to Google and they have like cost schedules, and everyone's out in the private world, everyone's like proposing their own schedule, obviously. But how do we find standards? And then how bad is a felony misdemeanor? So there's some standards that show up, and I was like, oh, these are arbitrary questions that people have quantified into like how much I'm going to charge you per hour, sort of a thing. Furthermore, if you go to the library catalog, oh, so for what it's worth, I started out with billable hours, felony misdemeanor, and I got kind of like this. And I focused more on attorney because ad people, doctors, all sorts of different folks can have billable hours. And when I did attorney, I found there was actually books um, or theorizing billable hours. I think it's market driven, but there's discussions in articles, but maybe the books would be like give you some boilerplate moments. I'm not sure. The law library has some of these as well. So if you run stuck in getting these, the law library is the place to go. And they might be the people to help with this too. So maybe there's evidence in some of these things. Sage time slips, is that like, this might be the one. So it says billing scenarios commonly used by attorneys. I mean, it's not too wildly out of date. It's 9 years old. Is that something that's good? Moving forward, I went to PsycInfo, the darling of social work, and I found billable hours, and I only put in felony. And I was just like, well, there's something in here, but it's related to social workers. And you could change it to billable. If you just do billable hours, you're going to get like psychologists and psychiatrists. But you could do that and combine it with any number of different things. Having said that, the last place that I went is Social Sciences Premium Index. This one has the most criminology stuff from sociology, criminology. And I just did billable hours as a search. But the one thing that I would encourage you to do, the one thing, as if Dale just had one thing to say, after you've done a search where you got like 19,000 results, you have the luxury of then going through the subjects and seeing how are these presented. And knowing that criminology is in here, you can go down to attorneys, law firms, but hopefully there's something in here that talks about like social work or public policy, or maybe alternate ways of talking about it. I'm seeing nothing. I was hoping to find something. For what it's worth, this is where I would start. We also at the library have access to some law databases. They might have some good things for you. You would find those under databases and law. La la la. Law. The one that I like the most, although it has a dreadful interface, is called Hein Online. Where are you, Hein? Oh, there it is. Hein Online. The content is really valuable, so the interface hasn't been updated, Dale's opinion. So it's a dreadful search interface. But once you get narrowed down to those specific keywords, this might be a great place to go. And you'll know what I'm talking about. Where you're like, what is going on? It's a database from long ago that it wants a little bit of an update. Let me know how it goes. I'm optimistic, but that's because I can't get feedback from you. So let me know if we're in the ballpark.